Doop-a-doo. Good morning, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. It's 2 o'clock where I live. This is Nick McPhee. This is Unhindered by Coding. 2 hours of me flailing with Manim and other stuff. Seems to be the plan. So we have been working on Manim for the last 2 Saturdays and have reached the point where we can, in fact, generate a nice little animation. And then there's the question of, well, what to do with it. So there's a couple of options. We can, it could be part of a larger video, like a scripted video where we illustrate a concept in evolutionary computation using the animation that we built, or, because both are possible, it could also be part of, as like an animated GIF, it could be part of a README in our documentation. And so, hello Eustace, how you doing? I'm sort of thinking of starting today by figuring out, and I think this will be easy, it turns out, how to make an animated GIF or GIF, depending on your preferences. We are in a heat warning today, like an extreme heat warning today and tomorrow. It is very, very hot here. And the heat, it's also very humid. And so the heat index is very high. And they're like, don't be careful. Don't do stupid things because you'll die. So this weekend's very, very warm for us. After having had fairly mild weather. Yeah, it's hot. And it is genuinely hot. Like you walk past certain doors and windows, even with curtains closed and stuff, you can just kind of feel the heat radiating off of those spaces. And it's like, whoa, yikes. So I wish you well, and I hope that you don't cook where you are. I don't actually, so the heat index will be in the vicinity of 100 Fahrenheit, which would be something like 35, 30, yeah, so around the same. Our heat index will be actually 37 or higher. The actual temperatures would be probably 35, I think. So yeah, hot. So stay inside, hydrate, glass of water, and hopefully life will be good. Yeah, I went for a 6-mile hike on Wednesday. First time I've done a hike of consequence in a while, which that'll be one of the advantages of very good job. Well, I would have put OJ in this, but we were out, so, and I didn't have time to deal with it. One of the advantages of partial retirement, phased retirement, is I'm hoping to go out and do more hiking. But I went to a local state park. This was on Wednesday. It was not super hot, and had a very nice hike. Climbed some glacial moraines, up and down and up and down. Wildflowers, prairie grasses. It was very nice. But I was really wiped. I had not done something like that in maybe a year and a half, and I was pretty fried when I got home. Spent a lot of Thursday and Friday kind of like, and you know, I think if you were in a woodland area here, it would be a lot more tolerable, except there would be huge numbers of mosquitoes and it would be very unpleasant. I did the first half hour of my hike, I did a little loop in the woods and it was beautiful, but the mosquitoes were just vicious. That was not fun. The rest of it was out in the open prairie and it was windy enough that kept the bugs off, and so that was not so bad. But the mosquitoes were just terrible in the woods. So beautiful woodlands, lovely pictures, but terrible. Bugs. So Okay, so yes, yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, winters here have changed pretty dramatically in the 30-something years that we've lived here. Um, uh, it's much warmer winters and much less snow than 30 years ago. So yeah, I'm definitely concerned. Okay, so why don't so let's start by actually going back to our animation. So where do I want to be? I want to be over here. So we can make our animation, and it makes the animation. And so we have two parents, the child, the two crossover points, and then we drop down the relevant genes from the two parents. That's actually, I think, quite decent. Um, uh, no doubt there are ways it could be improved because that is always going to be the case, but I think it's reasonable. Um, yeah, so I was thinking, so now that we've built this, yay, figured out how to make this, that makes me happy. What do I do with it, right? And I think there's at least two things that could be done. One, it could be extended to be part of a scripted video on crossover in genetic algorithms or something, presumably with some other, like uniform crossover and probably 1 point and maybe n point. I don't know. But we could do that. But another, uh, I assume you mean the asymmetry where the crossover points are 2 blocks in and 4 blocks in. Because if so, I mean, that was pretty intentional. Yeah, I appreciate that visually it might be less desirable, but I don't want it to look like it's always going to be symmetric because that's, I think, unhelpful. So another thing that could be done, though, and this is, as you suggested a second ago, we could make an animated GIF, of this and stick it in a README and see what that looks like. Because we are making documentation and we have static images, but could we replace them or augment them with animations in a way that would be potentially useful? So I wanted to see, like, can I make an animated GIF out of this? And it turns out, let's see, UV run Manim render minus help gives us. So apparently, if you just do UV run Manim without a command, it does render by default. So to get the help for the render, you have to actually explicitly say render and then say help. I did not realize that. And there are many options, many options. And this, I had never actually, I've been doing minus PQL because I copied that out of a thing. But I didn't really know what those things meant. So it turns out P is preview. So that's what causes the animation to pop up automatically in QuickTime to display. And then the QL is quality, and you can specify various qualities from L being the lowest up to K being the highest. And apparently things go faster. It renders more quickly at low quality. So that kind of is the development cycle, is to use L, but then we can make higher quality if we want. And then minus I, or minus save as GIF. Oh, it says it's deprecated. Well, that's weird. Why is that deprecated? I didn't actually notice that until just now. Manim, why is save as GIF deprecated. Just tell us. It seems strange to me that the -c copy line breaks things when you're trying to make a GIF. Is there a more natural way to address it? So this issue is from 2020. Okay, how was it resolved? So it seems to have never actually been properly dealt with. A little confused. Does this tell us more? Save as GIF. List of all the config options, and we're back here. Huh, that's weird. Oh, I wonder if format GIF is what we're supposed to do instead. GIF. If you want your animations in GIF format instead, use the -- format GIF. So maybe that's what is supposed to happen. Maybe it's just, I needed to look. Where's the format here? Hello. Oh, here we go. Format. PNG, GIF, MP4, WebM, MOV. Well, let's try -- format GIF and see what happens. Okay, so run Manim -pql. So this is what works normally. So let's throw in a -- format GIF and see if we get. Aha! And that it opens it in preview. That maybe was a little weirder. But I think if it is a GIF file, so we should be able to do something like open with Firefox. Hey, it works. Okay, so we've got a GIF, and so just the trick is to use the -- format. PQKF GIF. So K is the highest quality, right? PQK. Hello, Vincent. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to see you as always. I've never tried using sort of a higher. Oh, it's definitely slower to render the frames, which makes sense. I suspect this is going to be way more than we need, right? That this is going to give us, actually, while this is doing its thing, let me move this guy over here where it would be more helpful. Combine into movie file, doodly doodly doo, doo 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 doo. Yeah, I mean, presumably we do not want 4K for a README. I mean, what we're doing, if I was going to make a video to post to YouTube, right, then high quality be good. But for a README, I assume we don't need like super high quality animation. Well, but presumably, I mean, that's asking the user to download a much bigger file and presumably, like, you know, something that would look amazing on a super big screen. if you were watching on a phone or something, or reading the documentation on a phone, that's a big download for see, view where actual size. Yeah, so that's pretty hefty. Good question about the compression. So this is 843 kilobytes. So that's actually approaching a megabyte. Open with Firefox. Weird. It's not any bigger here than it was before. And actually blowing it up doesn't look good. Why is that? Let me try closing that and reopen. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, weird. It actually didn't have to re-render those, so it's just combined. It's possible it was just cached. So I did the wrong thing here. But now that it's done it, correct. Resolution does not guarantee that, but you should be able to blow it up more if it's a higher resolution. And, you know, that isn't great. It's a little pixely for being that big. Oops. That's what I want. Open with Google Chrome. Oh, I don't even know what's going to happen here. I haven't used Chrome in forever, and there might be a million windows. Or not, actually. Whew. Saved. So here we are. Oh, no, do not want to set you as my default browser. That would be a terrible idea. So reload just for fun. And it's still pretty pixely. That did not do a thing in the way that I had thought it might do a thing. Quality K should be 4K. Low, medium, high, 40p. 60 frames a second, 33840 by 2160. Render OpenGL. We could try it. Render OpenGL. Oh, go away, little reminder. Oh, whoa, that was weird. Because that, of course, works. Oh, does the thing have to be earlier? Maybe the flag can't be at the end. No, that is not what. Rendered. I can't spell. Renderer. 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 See what happens here. And it dies. So that does not work. So changing the renderer does not do anything useful. What if we change from K to P for fun? And let's see, what do we, this was 843 kilobytes. Curious to see what impact the quality change has on the size. Do 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 do. Come on, go little computer. Go little computer. Yeah, I had to go out and water plants today because of the heat. Didn't want the stuff in pots to wilt and die. That didn't seem like a good plan. Come on, there we go. And if we go to actual size here, yeah, see, that's pretty big. So I think actually is somehow the browsers are not rendering this in a useful way. And that is the same size? Really? That's, oh, you know what? And this was not modified. Oh, this has got the size in it. Oh, I wonder if I have been looking at the wrong thing all this time. I bet I have. I bet this is the one we just made. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Only 50 megabytes. Open with Firefox. Look at that. So much bigger. And so much prettier when you blow it up. That seems so much better. And then if we go to this one, open with Firefox. Doobie-doo. So that would clearly be quite usable under pretty much any circumstance. And that is 20 megabytes. That's half as big as the other one. Now, what if we do so we've done P, what's the, oh, back up. Oh, fine. So what were the quality options? The next one down was H. So M and H are both options. H. So obviously you have to pay attention to which file you're opening. It matters. So the slow part is clearly the combining to movie file part. And then I'm just going to do M while I'm here because that's not, they're getting faster as we come down. And then we'll see what they all look like. Yeah, so they definitely get faster to build. Okay, so we've looked at, opened these two. Let's open, you. Oh, that's a good point, because we are running with a high frame rate. And then let's open you. So, yeah, so clearly medium is smaller than high, but medium is not problematic. High, and then this is P. and this is K. So let's see, what are the file sizes? So small is just under a megabyte. Medium is about 4 megabytes. I guess I don't need to be reclosing these because then we can compare more easily. High is 15 megabytes. P is 20 megabytes and K is 50. Yeah, right. So you're getting this all through Twitch. So sure, we can try 1440 P25. Okay, so that would be. Oh, actually, oh, fine. So we want. How do we set the frame rate? FPS. Okay, so we want P for the quality, but then presumably override with FPS 25. P FPS 25. Oh yeah, you did. Oops. Sorry. Talking too much. Reading too little. Sigh. Chair, you're in the way. Move. Okay. Don't need you. I should take out the preview, actually. Although the preview does let me know. Now. Here we go. That's the new one. Open with Firefox. Oh, well, I think that looks totally fine. We're not doing anything where the animation's like all that sophisticated. So I think this works totally fine. Now, what did that buy us in terms of space? So 1440/60 was 20. Oh, it cut it in half. So that was definitely a win. So we're looking at a 10 megabyte GIF instead of a 20 megabyte GIF. And then if we have a bunch of these, it's going to be an interesting question to see what the download time for the README looks like. Yeah, but animated GIF is really the only game in town for what we're doing. So there's 15. What did that do for us in size? Dropped us another 3. Open in Firefox. And that I think is entirely doable. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna embedding video. Actually, I think again, I mean, I have the advantage that I'm watching it here and not through Twitch, and I don't know what Twitch is doing to the results, but I think this is entirely viewable on my end. It doesn't save us a ton, but see, I guess if we come back here, this is the 25 one. And actually, if I pop this out, oh, come on, be smaller. There we go, smaller. Of course, the comparison is not perfect because they're not the same size, but it is smoother with the 25. I don't think it's a huge difference, but there is definitely an improvement. Yeah, no problem, Credo1. So we are. So the short version is I'm using Manim. I'm teaching myself Manim, Manim, as a tool for creating animations. And I can say more about that if that's useful. And there's a couple of potential uses for the animations on my end. One is, and Manim's a Python library, so basically programming in Python to make pictures like this happen. And the point of this, from my perspective, is to try to create some documentation tools, and that can take at least two forms, probably more. One, which is kind of what we're working on now, is actually creating animated GIFs that can be put in READMEs as part of online documentation for a library that we're working on. The other thing would be to actually make standalone videos explaining these concepts using animations like this. Okay. We could try that. Now, I think we have a 4K 60, right? I want that. Yeah, so I've got a 4K 60 here, right? Oh, but not yeah. And Credo, like that was a very short explanation. If you have other questions, you should feel free to ask. Yes, you're right. You wanted this to be in some other format because having it. So we'll go back to the default format and K FPS. Well, the default is 60 anyway, but we'll let it go. Boom, ba-dum, ba-dum. So we all sit around and wait. And the particular video, while this is grinding away, we're illustrating concepts in evolutionary computation. So using evolution to evolve solutions to problems. Okay, so that made us an MP4. And go away. And wonder what size that MP4 has, just out of curiosity. That's this guy right here. So 500 kilobytes. Oh, wow. So the GIF gets a lot bigger. The GIF is like 100 times larger. Yowza. That is craziness. Okay, so then you've got this big FFmpeg thing to see what happens if we do all of that. So we're saying, oh, and I didn't put a return there, so I can get rid of that backslash. Boop-a-doo, bop-bop. So we're saying, oh, and that input's going to be wrong. Oh, we're going to need to be in the right directory. So I need to, where am I? I am in media videos 2 point and then the right place. Push the media videos 2 point. And I want to go to 2160. And it's that MP4 that I want. So to crossover scene.mp4. And then I'm going to have to change it again. Well, I'm going to actually change the arguments. Actually, 2-point crossover scene.mp4. I have no idea what most of those flags do, so we're hoping that you've chosen sensibly. Doobie-doo. Da-la-la-la-dum-ba-dum-bum. So, yeah, I have no... So I don't know what VP9 is. VP9. Oh, great. Turns out it's a pistol. That's not helpful. Video codec. Okay. So it's an alternative to an MPEG codec. So this is not something I know anything about, to be honest with you. And now if I remember, let's see, the command, you've got, there we go. So we're outputting a webm. Am I reading that right? Yeah, so the first pass, okay, that's the bundle format. And so the first pass, does it like drop some partial file behind? And then the second pass joins everything up? Oh, video with VP9 and audio with Opus. So that's what the lib Opus here is. And the lib VPX VP9 here is. So did we need the second pass given that we didn't have any audio? Or if the audio was missing, okay. If the audio is missing, I don't know what is going to happen there. Maybe it would cope badly. Maybe it wouldn't care. Oh, and it's done. Okay, so, and we do have an output.webm. So, in theory, we should be able to open this in Firefox. Look at that. It worked. Now, what was the size? 1 megabyte. Oh ho ho! So that's a lot of faffing about, but we get a much smaller, output file. Oh, interesting. Oh, but this doesn't loop, which is interesting. I don't know if that wins or loses. And so on a web page, this would show up with the actual video control, I presume. Unlike the animated GIF where it just spins around. Okay, sure. But it would have the little control thing. So it wouldn't, a user would be able to start it or stop it as they see fit. Whereas the animated GIF, it just goes around forever and you can't really do anything about it. Interesting. And, oh yeah, it doesn't even let me try to turn the audio on. And I don't think there'd be any reason to hide them. Well, let's actually make a little README for the animation project with a couple of these things in and see what they look like. And then one thing I can do is I could push that, and then people here could, did we say, Oops, come on. That there was no audio? Oh, it was in the output. I see. I see what you're saying. Yeah. And so this 2 meg, this is the bit rate, and we probably didn't need that much, so you're suggesting that we could get away with 512K. And let's do output 512K. Oh, it's 2 times? Oh, you're right, it is 2 times. Oops. Yep. Which makes sense that it would have to be part of both or commands. Now, I don't know if that'll go faster or not. So let's actually, while that's grinding in the background, let us contemplate over here. Let's close you. And let's open the README, which is currently empty. And computation animations with Manim. Uses the Manim library, which I should probably link to. Do I have Manim open somewhere? Maybe not. Close. Let's go there. The Manim library. To generate a set of animations illustrating a variety of concepts in evolutionary computation. 2-point crossover. And so now I assume actually that whole media thing is being ignored, right? Yes, that makes sense. Gotcha. So, oops. So actually, I really also wanted a branch. Format experiments. Boom. So, video doc experiments. I saw that after. I actually like yours. I think I'll leave it alone, but I think yours was a good idea. Okay, so we say what the width and the height are, controls autoplay loop, source. We have the thing. So I'm gonna have to actually have this. I need to create. What am I doing? I want to have probably a folder. Let's say animations. And I want to copy the output. I'm going to do that over here. Oh, hey, it finished. How exciting. Oh, weird. I forgot that I was in this folder. I wonder if that broke things. That's interesting. No. Oh, no, it wouldn't have been a problem because I wasn't running Manim here. So yeah, we've got our 2 guys here, and that the 512K is 600 versus a meg. So let's actually open that with Firefox just to see it do a thing. Zoo, zoo, vroom, vroom, vroom. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so I want to, let's copy output star.webm and I didn't see any compression artifacts on my end without the Twitch, to be honest with you. But like I said, we'll push these up, and then you can all have a look at home and tell me what you think. Yes, very possibly, because I mean it actually looks very smooth. And I'm not seeing. Let's see if I make this bigger. I can't make it bigger. Oh, that's interesting. So you can't just control plus, command plus, and get it to be larger. That's mildly annoying, but we'll live. La 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 la. What was I doing? I was here. I was copying the outputs. And let's do the 2-point crossover scene, Manim, blah, into media data animations. Yeah, there we go. Copy all those guys over. And then here, so this is going to be animations. We could do so 15K. I should change this. 15K and out we go. Okay. So this is going to be animations output webm. We'll just start with that one and see if this even works. And okay, so this is FFmpeg with 2 meg bitrate, and then there's going to be the same thing with output. Did I put an underscore there? I don't remember. Yes, underscore. FFmpeg with 512K bitrate and animated GIF. And that's just going to be that one. Oh, it's square brackets. Bad me. I always get that wrong. There we go. And I didn't get this right. Actually, what's that? Maybe it wasn't square brackets because it did seem to be happy there. Oh yeah, it wasn't square brackets. I did it right the first time. Yay! Oh, these won't play inside this browsery thing. Oh, that's interesting. So actually, we won't be able to see it. The videos won't display properly until we've actually pushed it up. and there's a web browser, web server doing something useful. Interesting. I'll just push it up on the branch. I think that'll be fine. Okay. Oh, let's see. We should look and see because maybe. Oh, this is done. So let's copy that one in too. Copy output 15. Da 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 animations. Oh. I don't think I've noticed that PR even exists. This is over in the Unhindered EC project, and not here, I presume. I will have to do that. Okay. That could be a... Oh, good. Bacon docs would be nice. So this is 15K. This is going to be 15K. I did actually copy that with 15, right? Yes. Good. Okay. And yep. Okay, let's push this. And yeah, so I'll just do it all. Add several. Do I have git-lfs enabled? That's a good question. Maybe not. Actually. Git-lfs init. No. Is it init lfs? No, that's not going to be right. Oh, I don't have LFS installed. That's even a thing you have to install? Yeah, I've never used it. I know it exists, but I've never actually used it. Get lfs.f.com. Brew install get lfs. Let's do that. Da 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 doodly doo. Okay. And then update your git config to finish installation. Get lfs install. So get lfs install. Get lfs install system. Oh, that's a root level thing. Do I care? Okay, we'll skip that one then. So now I can do get lfs init. I do need to do the get lfs init, and then I do the lfs track. No need for the init. Okay, get lfs track star.webm. And that will tell it to treat webm files as large. And for people who don't know, LFS is large file system, and it lets Git handle large files in a different way because Git wasn't really designed for big binary files. LFS track, star.gif. And so these big files, this allows them to be treated using LFS, and Git will be more efficient and handle some things better. Okay, so then now, oh yeah, look, all this LFS stuff on stage, everybody showed up. Oh, the Git attributes. So .webm and .gif will be treated, we'll use LFS for filter, diff, and merging. Interesting. Ah, nice. And so if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've looked at anything about LFS. This essentially avoids, like it doesn't try to do line-based diffs like Git would normally do, because doing that on a big binary file doesn't make any sense. And so it allows it to not throw up a bunch of weird stuff. Yeah. Okay, so boop. So in fact, let's do that. And so let's make that its own commit. Set up git-lfs to handle star.webm and star.gif files. Thanks to Justus Flügel for suggesting that we set up git-lfs for this repository. Da 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 da. Boom. And then this, I'll just do all this at once. Add several 2-point crossover animations. This has both the default, oh, actually it doesn't have that. It has an animated GIF version along with 3 different versions using embedded video with .webm. Embedded video created with FFmpeg. The 15 was like half as big, I think. So the 15, oh no, actually it's a sixth as big. So we went from 1 megabyte to 592 to 107. So that is a significant improvement. Oh yeah, and the VP9 and the VP9 codec. So that's probably the way to do this. Okay. Da-da-dum. And if I push, da-da-da, boop. I've never really done a whole lot with video formats, to be honest with you. It's never been something I've cared a lot about or needed to know. So, no, I'm kind of not super knowledgeable on that. Okay, I think this one, no. This one, yes. let's just go to that branch. And hey, nothing loaded. Oh, it just was very slow to load. Wow, it was very slow to load. And these haven't loaded at all. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty remarkable that video streaming works, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that's, oh yeah, thank you. So there's the link if you want to look. But the videos didn't load. That's annoying. The tools. Web dev. Is this going to show us something useful that didn't load? Bunch of refer policy nonsense. Nothing else. Reload. Lots of refer policy stuff. And it was definitely faster with the cache, but that's not great. We definitely wouldn't want. And that was the biggest version. Of this. We have lower res versions of that we could use instead. And then copy that URL. What does that say for us? Video uploads now available across GitHub. Okay, we could do that. Boop. Actually, we ought to be able to just upload a video here, right? Let's try doing the small one. How do I insert? I can drag and drop. So let's do the 15K and see what happens. Well, it didn't lose its mind. Preview, what happens? Oh, hey, look, we get a video. And that was just, if we go back to edit, they just did it with a standard markdown, which works. I don't know if we can do things like set the controls and the autoplay. Oh, weird. Your browser does not support the video tag. So it doesn't like. Oh, okay. So let's see. So if we try 15K animations output 15K.webm. Yes. I think that's all we need. Preview. Oh, I got a link. Did I leave something out? Weird. Does it need the bang? Oh, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to have, Gerf. Okay. That was bad. So I bet that because I'm on a branch, going to animations isn't doing it, right? I was assuming this was just the alt text. It's this name. Well, it is used for that name. Maybe that's relevant. But I think it's. Oops, stop. With rocks. Hello? Oh, weird. It didn't change this because that's the file name, I'm guessing. And what I added doesn't seem to have had any impact whatsoever. So I don't think that name matters. My guess is that when I tried to put it in, and I did animations output 15K webm, is the problem that this assumes I'm not in a branch and that actually it's going to be format experiments? Or maybe I need // Nope. And I assume that this link doesn't do a useful thing. Yeah, file not found. Yeah, because, oh no, it says in format experiments. So it does understand that it's in the branch. Well, what in the world? Did I get the name wrong somehow? Animations output 15K webm. Animations output 15K. Spelling is a challenge. Will it work better? No. Oh. Okay, this time it found the file, but it doesn't like it. Ooh, weird. When I viewed it in RAW, it worked. That's strange. So I wonder if it does need to be in a different format. So what if I go here of stuff that I don't care about. Oh my goodness grief. Okay, so it does end in .webm. So it didn't change the file type to a different sort of file type. Huh. Oh, not there. Here. No comments. Don't know. So why does that? Well, I wonder if my / somehow made things worse. Nope. And that will still, yeah. Weird. Huh. What if I just go back to, I don't think this will have any impact. Oops. To be honest with you, but I'm running out of. Really? Interesting. Ow, I did it again. Complete doofus. Well, okay. In GitHub README file. That was 6 years ago. That's a little more recent. So it renders videos if they were attached to comments, but doesn't render them if they were committed into the repository. But it renders .gifs committed just fine, but they're much bigger, which of course is how we ended up in video land anyway. So you're suggesting actually cancel because I've broken everything here. Oh, actually restore. Can I say, will that actually work? Oh, it did. Go team. So let's boom. So you're suggesting trying to load this directly in the browser, correct? Is that what you meant by copy the raw URL from the repo? Which is that, right? Or are you, I guess I wasn't quite sure what you meant by, oh yeah. And that URL works fine. Oh, try to link to this. Well, that's what it was linking to. Oh, but you're saying, I think. Okay, let's back up. Oh, because it. Yeah, I see what I think. Oh, I want to go there. I think you're suggesting that instead of this, that we link to that. Boom. And then see what happens. Preview. Same thing. Really? Boy, I thought that was going to work. So it does seem like they constrain you to only do things that you have drag and dropped rather than things that you've committed. Huh. So let's actually look at your RustDoc example because I haven't looked at that yet. So where am I going in this guy? Oh, it's this tree test. Okay, so I'd have to pull. Oh, that's a big distraction at the moment. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to try to see if I can understand what's going on here first, and then because we don't want. I mean, we want it in RustDoc, but we actually want it in the README too, presumably. We want it in both places. So that complicates things. Okay, so all this tells me is that somebody started a discussion 3 years ago, 2 years ago, which has been ignored. That's interesting. So, okay, let us roll back a little bit. This is the highest resolution animated GIF, right? Which means my naming's bad there. So if we did one of the lower resolution animated GIFs, how big were those? Pretty big. Yeah, I mean the webm, the smallest webm is 107 kilobytes, and even the high, which is several steps down, GIF is 14 megabytes, so 100 times more. Yeah, we could try something like 1080p 15. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh yeah, we're gonna be way back. Oh, and actually, I'm gonna need to be. Where am I? Oh, actually, I'm okay. Yes, I'm okay. UV run Manim. And 1080p is P and FPS 15. See what that does. Well, it's fast. which suggests that it's also not very big. 1080p, 14 megabytes. Oh, no, that should be in a different folder, right? Shouldn't there be, did I not do the 15? Yeah, I did. Oh, I didn't do the format. Minus format, GIF. That was my problem. Is P not? I thought K was 1440. UV run Manim render help. Okay, so low 854, medium 1280, high 1920. So actually, okay, no, yeah, right. So I did this one, and you were suggesting doing that one. Okay, so I want to do H instead of P. Da, 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 da. H. Da, 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 bum, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da, bum. And that would be 108015 right here. And that's 3 megabytes. So about 30 times bigger than the 15 video version. Not super awesome, but so we try to make a GIF with FFmpeg and see if that does a better job. Okay. And what was my chain of getting here is media animation, no, media videos 2 point. Media videos 2 point. That's the one I want. I want the GIF 2 point crossover. And I want to put oh, this is 480. I don't want 480. 1080 15. 2 point. 1080p 15. Boom. Oh. Animations. What? Oh, what have I done? Media videos 2 point. Oh. I put the name in. 2 point crossover. And here's where I wanted to change it. 1080p 15. Boom. There we go. With Zoxide, I could have just done Z2560P60. Whoa. I'm not sure what that would have done. Okay. Let's go back here and try your FFmpeg. Oh, okay. So I want to go to 1080 go to the big one. So 216 P60. And grab FFmpeg. Okay. And instead of input, this is going to be 2-point crossover scene minus VF. Stuffity stuff. See what happens. Okay, it was fast. So that's going to be down here. Open that up in Firefox and see what that looks like. Well, it's a thing. It looks reasonable. Scales plausibly. How big was the file? It is, only 274 kilobytes. Oh. And you had suggested using FFmpeg instead of using Manim way back early on, and you were 100% right. That's clearly the thing to do. Okay, so let's say we change this to, so copy output dot GIF animation. Oops. Animations 2-point FFmpeg dot GIF and now we come back to here and animated GIF created with FFmpeg. That guy there. Commit. Oh, right. So, stash, pull, pop. Oh, that, okay, yeah. So really these are the two that I want at the moment. So, oops, I didn't get this guy. Go. To create animated GIF. Eustace Flugel suggested using FFmpeg to generate the animated GIF instead of having Manim do it. This resulted in a much smaller file. I have said GIF pretty much my whole life, so I'm on that side of that fence, and we may all sort of fight about it later. Still, hopefully, looks reasonable. Boom, and push that, and oops, I want to be here, and I want to be way over here. Actually, I want to cancel. Yeah, discard with enthusiasm. Now did that, oh, there we go. And here's the link again in case that's of use to anybody. So that, I think, looks entirely reasonable and is not super huge to load up. Pew. So it's interesting here, the drops start more quickly, whereas here there's a pause. So you get the two dashed lines, one. Well, the dashed lines are just a lot slower. So I think that must be the frame rate. And then that's a much slower woo. Yeah, so I'm not sure that actually that slower version is winning. I mean, I think that if I was reading this documentation, I would prefer to have it like get on with itself a little bit. And that this is perhaps preferable. And that may also be related to the file size. I don't know. Hard to say. But I think I like that better. And certainly I assume the load times are going to be way better with that. Actually, shouldn't we be able to browser tools, web developer tools? Is this what will tell us something about how long it takes to load various things? Is there or is that performance? I feel like there's like some way. I think this color thing is what I'm kind of shooting for, but I'm not able to get it to be very big here. Yeah, I feel like the waterfall's got. Try just media. Nope. How about media and images? And, well, actually it says that the load times are 130 and 140 milliseconds respectively, i.e. nobody's going to know the difference. Even though there's a factor of 10 difference in the size. Yeah, I'm not sure I buy that either. I wonder if the caching is kicking in. How do I tell it not to cache? Oh, disable cache, probably. I bet that does a thing. So let's see. Here we go. Oh, wow. That was still loading. So where? So the FFmpeg GIF took 27 milliseconds, and the other one took 8591 milliseconds. So 8,000. So let's see, 8591 divided by 27. 318 times longer. So yeah, that's definitely not good. And 8.5 seconds is like, yeah, in web loading land, that is an eternity. And certainly, and this is, a reasonably fast network. I'm not looking at this on, some old phone with a crappy cell plan. Or data service. So I think we definitely know that we want the FFmpeg version of this. Actually, that's an interesting question. Does the 300 times, so that would be 50 megabytes versus 274 kilobytes. move you to a place where you're not covering things up. So 50,50610 divided by 274. Huh. Actually, it's more like 184 times size-wise. So there's more to it than just the size, which is a little odd. But I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but I would have expected them to have been a little more linear than that. Could be that server load and, the fact that, I'm loading a file that's on some computer halfway across the country and it gets here as fast as it does and I can look at it is frankly kind of a miracle. So, there are days when, it's easy to forget how remarkable all of this is. A bit like your comments about video streaming earlier. Like, it's pretty amazing that this stuff works, frankly. So let's see, if I leave the disable cache, I should be able to reload here. Yeah, so this one showed up almost immediately. And then this one is still, and there it finally shows up. So there's definitely a big delay. So using the FFmpeg solution is pretty clearly the better plan. So actually I want to document that because I will forget what we did. Boom. Oops, no, I want to be here. Okay. How to generate decent animated GIFs. I have not actually tried searching for things in YouTube in much. I think ever, to be honest with you. And but it is weird how search has gotten a lot less helpful. Well, actually, okay, that's not true. I was searching for some videos for my ethical and social implications of technology class last semester, and I had this problem that I would actually put in the exact title of the video, and I would get all kinds of unrelated stuff, or the same subject but from a ton of other channels. And it seemed that being specific about the channel turned out to be very important to getting useful feedback, which, yeah, that's just annoying. No question about it. Justus Flugel suggested the following: to convert the MP4 that Manim generates into to use FFmpeg to convert into an animated GIF. Oh, that's interesting, because that actually would be not an unhelpful thing to be able to search by subtitles now that they've got them. Okay, so actually, if I'm going to document this, I want to actually know what do you know what all these flags mean, or is this something you just grabbed from somewhere? And you posted a YouTube video. Maybe I should see what's going on with that. Half yes, half no. So this is a video about a video. Oh, this is presumably about streaming from Faster Than Lime. Very cool. Okay, not going to start that now. Okay, so -I, that's the input, minus VF, we're setting the FPS, we're scaling it to 1080. I have no idea what -1 does. Flags length, Zos. Split. Oh, and this palette gen, this is, you were talking about, it generates a custom palette, which might make it smaller. And this tells it to use the palette. This tells it to make it a looping GIF. And it is a looping GIF. Yes, because it's still going over and over. So if the 0 says loop, -1 says no loop, N says loop it 5 times and stop if you put 5 there. That makes sense. Okay. And then the output is the output file name. Okay, so the flags I actually understand include -I specifies the input file. Do we know what V is? I mean, I guess I could always like do something radical, like we'll actually look. FFmpeg minus help. There are so many things. Actually, there's not that many. -V. Oh, it's the log level. To what? Is it really the log level? I guess. But it's not setting it to something, which is very strange. And then -F is the format. F is the format. Well, actually, hold it. So this says format? Are you meaning just... Oh, VF. VF is its own thing down here. Alias for filter V. So actually, my splitting those up was bad. So VF is filter and then we get a stream specification and a filter graph. Apply specified filters to audio filter. Okay. So VF applies filters to video stream. I get it. Yeah. And AF down. I thought, right here. Applies filter to audio stream. Okay. Well, that's good. Applies the following set of filters to the video stream. Boom, bop, bop, boop. FPS equal 15 sets the frame rate to 15 frames per second. Scale equals 1080 sets the output video frame size. Do we know what this -1 sitting here is? Flags equals langzos means it should use sync interpolation for the scaling. So I don't know what that -1 means. Oh, really? Graph to, yeah, I do have it. So I want to echo this string. That's nifty, if that works, into graph to dot -o graph dot tump and dot tpng graph dot tump -o graph dot png, and okay, and then I'll open it up. Whoa, did that work? Got graph dot don't, but I didn't get graph dot png. Oh, it's an empty file, so the first thing didn't work. So somehow that is, so it's figuring things out. It's telling me things that are actually useful things. So I now know that H1, that -1 is setting H. Input pad default with type video of the filter instance parsed is not connected to any source. Well, that's totally not helpful. Graph to dot minus help. Doesn't like it. Convert a lib AV filter graph to a dot file, -i in file, -o out file. So, but it seemed to have handled standard in because it's parsing it, so that's not the issue. It's like there's something in this line that it gets unhappy about. Graph.in split. Graph n graph 2 dot minus I graph dot in minus O graph dot out. And we have the same problem. So you're suggesting adding null src comma and null sync at the end. Okay. Ooh, it didn't yell. Haha. File graph dot out. Yeah. That did a thing. Dot minus O. No. That's not what I want. Minus T PNG graph dot in graph dot PNG. Oh, I needed a minus O there, I think. Minus O. Blur? Did I overwrite? Oh, it's graph.out. Yeah. There we go. Graph.png. Yeah, so you're right. We might need to go to SVG. Oh, no, that's not too bad. It's readable. Okay, so this is just... Wow, so the printed explanation was more useful than this graph is in some ways. So this is changing the scale from 320 to 240 to 1080 810. And then we're generating a palette. I don't know what changes here. So the palette got a lot, the width and height got a lot smaller in the palette. I have never used GraphViz online. I don't think this is going to help anything, to be honest with you, but I think we're basically going to get the same thing, right? Syntax error line 10. I missed a closed curly brace. Yep. Yeah, so that gives us the same thing. So I think actually, weirdly, this was the most helpful. Setting FPS to 15, W to this, H to -1, flags. It didn't say what that was, but you looked that up and told us, so that was nice. And then, yeah, so the H being 1. Oh, is the -1 saying just use the same aspect ratio probably. Yeah, so we're probably, maintain aspect ratio. We're setting the width, but h-1 is saying keep the aspect ratio the same. That makes sense. So -1 is actually setting h to -1, which tells it to maintain the initial aspect ratio. It belongs to scale. Oh, it's a colon there, and that's joining those two things up. So really this is -1 flag, oops, go away. Flags equals langzos. Set several things. The width is set to 1080. The height is set to -1. Which just says to maintain the initial aspect ratio. And boop. Okay. So that's all part of the scale. Boom. I get that now. Right, that makes sense. Okay, so having the length, I don't know how to pronounce that, langzos thing is part of the scaling because it's saying what interpolation we're going to use for the scaling. And that makes sense. Okay. So then the processing pipeline. So is that everything from the first split here down to palette use? Is this all basically one thing that breaks up into several pieces? Or and the semicolon are just parts of that processing pipeline, I assume. Okay. Boom, boom is the processing pipeline. So split S0, S1 splits the video stream into two parts, S1 and S0. So why in the world do we do that? Well, maybe that will become clearer in a second. Because we're taking one of them and generating the palette from it. S0 palette gen P generates a color palette P from the stream S0. And then S1, oops, oh, good grief. S1 P palette use says to let's say down samples the video from stream S1 to use the palette from P. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. And then that's all of that. So I actually come back one more. Minus, thanks for the help, by the way. That I understand that much better than I did a few minutes ago. Much better. To loop forever. Oops, the 0 should have been inside there. Ever minus 1 would say to not loop at all. Minus n for n greater than 0 would loop for n iterations. Oh yeah, it's not, you're right, good catch. And it's not minus 1 either. Oh, it is minus 1, that's a dash. That's a minus, not a dash. I got my minuses and dashes all fiddled up. Okay, cool. So I think that documents all the stuffs. Let me add you and come on. Oh, that's because I'm clicking on the wrong things. Add you, add you, add you. Down samples. Okay. Would loop n times. Yeah, that's, I'll buy that. N times. Ah, sure. Yeah, so you get one for free. And then, okay. And let's add that since I'm just adding a whole bunch of stuff here. Oh, come on. Fine. Okay. So this gave us a reasonable quality animated GIF that was quite small. Let's see, I want to go here. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to go here. So the output GIF was 274 kilobytes. From compared to the much larger animated GIFs generated by Manim, which the comparable one would be 1080, so 14 megabytes. Oh, and I probably got the wrong one then, didn't I? I did, yes. Oh, 3.7. Thank you, good catch. 3.7 with an FPS of 15. Oh, so the palette is actually just an image. with 256 pixels. Well, that's interesting. I don't think I understood that that's how they did that. So you get the 256 colors are specified by the colors attached to the 256 pixels, which is why it makes sense for it to be a stream or be thought of as like a video stream. Interesting. Okay. So I'm gonna actually move. So I guess the $100 million question is, do we... Gotcha. Well, I'm glad that you had a chance to look that up. So then the question is, do we keep, which parts of this other stuff do we keep here? Or do we get rid of stuff? I definitely think we probably don't want any of that. I think that just creates issues. And then it's a question of, do we keep this just as a illustration of what a mess things are? I don't know. That probably doesn't make sense. So I think we could do this. Information illustrating 2-point crossover. The animated GIF was generated as described above. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Oh, no, not there. I want to be in a web browser. Ba-da-ba-ba. It's at the very top. Section 11, table of contents. Oops. Very, very top. Section 8 is very long. And section 11, video filters, of which there are a great deal. Yes, there are many. Colorize, color key, delete, dilation, fade, feedback, inflate, oscilloscope, subtitles, thumbnail, and Z-scale. So 288 different filters. Wow, that is a lot. That is a whole lot. You can clearly do a lot with FFmpeg. It is a mighty tool. And then a bunch of CUDA filters if you've got the right fancy video cards and stuff. Wow. Whew. Craziness. Oh, it's after 4. I should stop. Well, you're as close to an FFmpeg wizard as I am, as anybody I have any immediate contact with. So we'll acknowledge your genius and move on. That was very helpful. So, actually, I probably need to I probably want to remove those other... Hey, well, being good at reading docs is 90% of the project, frankly. This is something that getting students to appreciate is always a challenge. So, okay. I need to take off. You're all awesome. Oh, take a look at your Rust. But then I have to build everything, right? Is that something we can just do tomorrow? I don't have to build something? just RustDoc. Okay. Where was that? No. So switch to the branch. I mean, I'm going back to Unhindered EC, right? Yeah. So I need and test video. This one here, right? And then terminal here. Okay. And then bacon docs. Nope. Bacon doc singular? Oh, bacon doc singular. So that's quite small. And I think the animated GIF would make more sense there, right? Rather than the video, given that we've got the animated GIF like works. I think that would be the place to put it, or the tool to use. So, but cool. Nice to know that it worked. Okay, so tomorrow, actually, just before we split, tomorrow we still have more README stuff to do, right? So we need to try to get that README thing finished. Okay, so that'll be tomorrow's task. So tomorrow, Sunday, 22 June, 10 to noon, CDT UTC -5, more documentation of Unhindered EC. So my bacon's out of date. I will have to do something about that. Oh, so I just reinstall and that'll update it. Cargo, install, bacon, boop. And then, ooh, yes, it's doing a lot of stuff. And next weekend, let me be 100% sure, but I think next weekend is still normal and well behaved. The weirdness comes, I think, the weekend after that. Yes. Okay, so next weekend should be normal. So next weekend is normal. Saturday, that would be the 28th, 2 to 4 p.m. Sunday, the 29th, 10 to noon. The following weekend, no streams. Boom. So Vincent, your question, I had talked a lot about making some additional streams, and at the moment at least I'm not doing that because I've just got a billion other things I'm trying to work on. And I want to make sure that I have time for those other projects. Like I've spent most of this week building a NAS for the house, which is mostly done now, which is nice. Some of these things are technical, but some are not. Or some are streamable and some are not. Like building the NAS was not something that really made sense as a stream activity. A lot of what I'm doing is that's potentially relevant is working on music stuff and photo stuff, and there could be places where some of that is streamable, and there might be some pop-up streams related to some of those things. Maybe not. But at least at the moment, I'm just trying to focus on getting some of these things done, or started. I mean, not done. I mean, just begun. Like both the music and the photo projects are stuck until the NAS is done. And that has, eaten up over a week now. And it's good. It's good time, and I'm glad I'm doing it, but it has taken a lot of time. Yeah, I can just come here and click stream and then walk away. There is part of me that knows that, but there's part of me that's like, no, I must do all the taking the notes and the doing the stuffs. Yeah, I struggle with that. I'm not very good at just sort of informally showing up and doing some things. But maybe I should work on just like letting go and not trying to be as careful about some of this as I have been. Maybe I'd do more if I didn't attach as much baggage to it. So yeah. No, it's not like I'm being like, I show up, I'm like, I don't really know what we're doing today, but we'll figure something out. So that is absolutely true. And that said, the notes are sometimes really useful to be able to search for like, oh, we did a thing and it was very helpful, and can I find it again? And but okay, I'm gonna take off. You're awesome human beings. Thank you very much. I think we managed to like get a reasonable quality animated GIF, and then we got it in the documentation in a way that I think will be very useful. Do I want to see this? A very long line. That makes me very anxious. Oh, yuck. Yeah. Woo! Oh my. I hadn't even noticed how far. Oh, that is a very long line. Yes. Yikes. I say we don't do that. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to take off. You're awesome human beings. I will see you tomorrow morning, and we'll get more stuff done. Thank you very much. Goodbye.